Hello, everyone, and it's good to talk with you, good to communicate with you. I just want to say thank you for the business that you took care of. Today, we're all rejoicing because you did what you had to do. I am seeing when we put our heads and our hearts and our hands together, what can be accomplished when everyone is unified for one purpose and one cause. You know, the Bible said that in the beginning, in Genesis, when they were building the Tower of Babel, it said the people were one. There was nothing they could not accomplish. If this place is to be the United States of America, then that simply means that there needs to be a coming together of all races of people and what have you. However, you and I know that the dream of that will only take place in the kingdom of God. But until then, we do the best we possibly can. Thank you very much. Thank you, Elder Reddish, for keeping this before us, for continuing to prime our pump to make sure that we all do our due diligence and go and exercise our privilege of placing in the White House people that we would like to see govern our country. Thank you, Jesus, for your goodness. And even though it may not be over, at least we're getting ready to do the shouting. Thank you, God, for hearing the prayers of your people. I'm sure many prayers are going out all across this nation. I do hope that through this, even though we're expecting trouble coming before Jesus comes, one thing I do know, that God has given us a little window so that the Seventh-day Adventist Church can be united together for a finished work. I sure hope that our leaders will now begin to join hands together to see that we must work diligently while time and the window is open for us to evangelize like we've never done it before. So let's get ready, folk, for the outpouring of the Spirit of God as He brings us together for the finishing work. God will let this opportunity that He's given us now to make sure that we can give as much as we can through Bible studies and prayers and through inviting people to get ready to go home with Jesus when He comes. So let's focus our attention on the finished work. Thank you for your diligence in what you've done. Again, I just want to inform you on some of the members and some things that are going on in their lives. Cass Johnson is in Nashville, as you know, preparing to get his brain stem cell surgery next week. We want to keep them lifted up in prayer and make sure that he stays in the center of our prayers. I want to continue to pray for Jules Sterling as she is trying to recover from her illness. I want to thank the Lord for also Brother Royal. His surgery was successful. He had surgery the other day on that leg that was injured a year ago. Things said something went wrong, but God is good in repairing that leg. And so he's back home and rejoicing how the Lord brought him through. A lot of pain, but God brought him through. And we want to thank God together for that. We want to also give praise to God. Glendora had a surgery the other day. It was successful, and praise God that a long time coming, but God has now have her on the other side of this. And we want to also remember her sister in prayer who's battling with an illness as well. Folk, we want to keep also Megan, Dr. Megan, and also Brother McCoy continue. He's doing well. Sister Megan is coming along. She had an eye infection, as we did say, but to thank the Lord that things are better than they were. So we want to make sure we keep all of our members lifted up. I want to also give a shout out to Elder Dinkins, who celebrated his 64th birthday. last week. And happy birthday, my friend. Congratulations. God has been graciously good, and we're glad to have you as one of our family members of Maranatha. Saints of God, I want to encourage you to please wear your mask. As you see, there's a resurgence in this pandemic, in this COVID pandemic, and Georgia is on the hit list for this resurgency. And so, folk, we're not out of the woods. Please wear your mask. Don't think you're tough, you're this, that, and the other. No matter what other people are doing, protect yourself and others. So keep your distances. Also continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, practice good hygiene, and let's see how God can get us through. Some have asked me, should they take the flu shot? That's up to you and God in prayer. I don't push or promote it, but you pray about it and see where God is leading you. There's been some concern, as you know, Pastor Melvin Warfield Sr., who once pastored this church of Maranatha, has passed. He passed the other morning, and the family has reached out to us to see if we would hold a very short family gathering funeral. And I want to say to the members, it is very short and very small family gathering. There are not hundreds of people coming. It is not a long, drawn out funeral. It's very short and very small for just the immediate family who will be coming and saying a few words about Pastor Warfield. So membership is not invited to this. It is only family. It is very small. It will be streamed live, and then they will have a military burial in Canton, Georgia, following that. So everything will be quickly done and out, very small, and we will be practicing all the protocols here at Maranatha that we have set up for our church. So I wanted to let you know about that. That will be next Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning. All right, so that's next Friday. Very small, no church family is invited, just the family, very small family gathering. I also want to say thank you for your wonderful support of the church, not just financially, just how you're reaching out to our fellow brothers and sisters. I want to especially thank our young people. I want to thank them. They have gone out, passed out tracts, making sure that others can get this gospel truth. Thank you, Tim Jenkins and the staff who really man our young people. And thank you so much for their diligence and leading them out to be safe. And Cornisha out to be safe. Your services that you have with the young people. Thank you so much for your diligence. And I want to thank our young people too for hanging in there and your willingness to let the Lord use you. Stay close to God. He's coming very, very soon. I want my shout out also to Christine Wiggins and her staff and the parents who continue Sabbath after Sabbath to make sure their children get their Sabbath school and what have you. So there are more and more wonderful things that go on in our church each week to keep people encouraged. As you know, the media department has sent out an SOS help bulletin. They need to have those who will come and volunteer to help us to continue to keep our media live stream and whatever we do going. We like to make sure that we can do it in shifts so that the same people don't have to do it every week. They have families. They would like to relax some Sabbaths as well. So please contact Kevin Sampson if you would like to volunteer to help out our media team so that we can make sure we share the wealth and we can get as many people involved as possible so that no one will be burnt out of trying to keep this going. This is going to go on as long as this COVID is here. And we don't know how long that will be, but we will continue to stream and keep our members in touch with what the church is doing and broadcasting services. So please give Kevin Sampson a call, email, and he will let you know as to what the needs are in our media department. Again, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, as you know, we're going to have a drive-by for the pastor's appreciation. If you gave nothing, we still want to see you. We just want you to drive by so we can wave at you, put our eyes on you, see you. And so please, tomorrow, starting at 2 o'clock, just come on and drive by. Let us see you. If you have something to give or not, that's your business. We love you anyhow. We love you no matter what you do. We just want to see you. All right? So God's blessing be upon you. We are praying for you every week. In the Barber's home and in the Anderson home, we are praying for you every single week. May God's blessing be upon you. Stay in touch. Let us know if there's anything that we can do to possibly help. Please do so. In closing, our community service will be doing something for Thanksgiving on the 23rd of this month. Folk, there are a lot of people who are hurting, who are out of jobs, and who need the blessing that we're going to give them. So with that said, I want to do something I ordinarily don't do. I want to ask if you'll give a little extra for community service so that we can buy as much food as possible to make sure that these people that live in our community and all around can have something for Thanksgiving and after. So if you don't mind, just when you give just a little bit more and say community service. We'll make sure that those funds go to community service and that we can give as much as we possibly can to folk who are in need of food. So please give a little extra for that. And we will be very grateful as we reach out and try to do what we can for our community, brothers and sisters. Thank you so very much again. God's blessing be upon you. Bye now.